more interesting films that's to come out lately is this little movie starring Ryan Reynolds known as If, Imaginary Friends. What is truly even more interesting about it, though, is that it's written and directed by John Krasinski, the guy who did Quiet Place. Of course, you know, he's everybody's favorite right now and the only Mr. Fantastic. But, you know, was it going to be any good? I think the trailers have been good. None of the trailers, other than the Asian Gym trailer that they did, which is one of the greatest pieces of movie marketing in history. The basic trailers for If have been good, but they haven't really done anything to make me super excited for it. So I was very interested in finding out that the first reactions have dropped. I've got my tickets for later this week, and the first reactions are fantastic. Check this out. This comes to us from Yahoo News. Quoting some people, Matt Rogers wrote, John Krasinski has created something really quite wonderful with If, a movie I would have loved as a kid, but adore as a grown-up. Kaylee Fleming is phenomenal, and it's peppered with so many joyous moments. Giacchino's score is beautiful, is a beauty too. It left me glowing. Sophia Soto writes, what can I say about If? Well, I didn't expect to cry that much. It hits you in the feels in the best way. There's big heart and lots of laughs. It's like a big hug from your childhood, courtesy of John Krasinski and Ryan Reynolds, Kaylee Fleming, and everyone else involved. Mama's Geeky writes, If starts off as a super cute kids movie before proceeding to deliver a wave of emotions to all the adults watching. Ultimately, this film is about healing yourself. The imaginary friends are all unique and fun. After all, everyone wants to have someone in their corner. Venom Maniacs writes, John Krasinski, what a director. If is a beautiful story that takes you through the eyes of children and adults alike to explore the theme of childhood and its importance. A hilarious film that will no doubt leave you in tears. Guys.
Dang.
Guys. There's stuff in here. I was expecting to hear, you know, whimsical and the funny parts, hilarious. And I was expecting to hear that. I didn't expect to cry as much. Emotionally moving for adults. It'll leave you feeling and blah, blah. Listen, I've not seen the movie. I don't want to get overly excited based on a few reactions. But all the other ones I read were exactly along these lines. They were all exactly along these lines. This might actually be one of these rare movies that ends up being much better than it looks. Because it looks okay.
Yeah.
It looks okay. You got John Krasinski, good Canadian kid Ryan Reynolds. Looks pretty good. But everything we're hearing is that it's a truly special movie. And I am now very excited for this Thursday. That's when I got my tickets. Anyway, Rob, you're hearing these reactions. Where has your kind of expectation level been for this, and does this move the needle for you?
Well, you know, Krasinski proved his chops with A Quiet Place.
Yes, so good.
And I think that what's really interesting to me is that it doesn't surprise me this movie's as good because he wrote and directed it as well. He's one of these people that I think that the future of the entertainment business, if you look at him and Ryan Reynolds, they've been carving their own path. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Krasinski made his bones really on The Office, but going on and doing things like Jack Ryan for 4 seasons, doing this, he's his own man, teaming up with Ryan Reynolds, who's now become one of the great entrepreneurs in Hollywood, but also is delivering the goods when it comes to making movies and TV. I mean, who would have thought between football, English, regular real football, who would have thought that somebody could have turned a documentary series about a mid-level British soccer team,
lower than mid-level,
lower than mid-level, and turn it into what he's done. I didn't want to offend anyone, but it's amazing, and to see these guys team up and deliver something along these lines is not surprising to me, but it's more inspirational than anything else. I can't wait to see this. I mean, maybe this is this generation's E.T. You know, it's funny because I was watching this thing the other day talking about how E.T. no longer has any kind of cultural footprint anymore. And I was like, really? Because it was huge when it came out. But I got to thinking like, well, maybe it's gone. Maybe it is gone. And then this comes along, and reading these kinds of reactions, it sounds like the reactions people gave to E.T. that weren't expecting much. It kind of, nobody knew what E.T. was, and then it hit like a bomb, and everyone saw it, and everyone loved it. Maybe that's what's going to happen with this.
I'm curious, Jonathan, like you live in a household with a bunch of girls. Like, has there been any chatter, talk, buzz in your house? Has there been an excitement level for this movie at all?
I really haven't heard much, honestly. And I feel like maybe that's to the marketing, because I really haven't even seen much marketing. I've been much more aware of Garfield than this, you know?
Yeah.
And they've already made like a date with all their friends. They're going to go see like Garfield. Like,
Who would have
opening
thought
weekend.
Garfield is this thing?
Oh, I know.
And it's such an old like IP, you know? But I mean, I know that once these reviews come out and they start to see more trailers, they're going to jump on because they like Ryan Reynolds and all that. So, yeah.
Dude, Ryan Reynolds, that guy can do no wrong.
I'll tell you what, I'm trying to think about what I can and can't say. I'll say this. There are a lot of things about Ryan Reynolds that really impress me as a good Canadian kid, right? You know, obviously, Ann and I are watching Welcome to Wrexham. Season 3 is out right now, and it's so good already. And obviously, his movie work and everything. But, you know, there was this great article that I read in an English trade the other day where, like, the coach of their biggest rival, of Wrexham's biggest rival.
Oh, I read that.
Do you read about this?
Yeah.
The coaches did this article. Say this isn't in Welcome to Wrexham or anything. The coach of their biggest rival just said, like, they had this heated rivalry down the wire, all this kind of stuff. And Ryan Reynolds calls the coach of this other rival team and just tell them how great they are and that they're cheering for them and they can't wait. They hope they move up and get promoted as well. And he just said, like, you just don't expect stuff like this in the league, you know, but like these guys are real. I don't know how anybody doesn't cheer for Ryan Reynolds. I just don't get it. He's the new Tom Hanks.
But even beyond that, remember, I love gin. And he sold, I mean, Aviation Gin is a good gin. I know he sold it and made, I mean, his entrepreneurial spirit. And isn't he getting into another sports team as well?
Well, yeah, him and Rob McElhenney have bought into like an ownership share of a Mexican soccer team, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I love what he's doing, and look, he understands himself, he understands his entertainment value, and he's been in the business. I mean, go back to what was it? He played, you know, the kid from college. The movie
Van
Wilder.
Van Wilder.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That was like 25 years ago or something. And even then, you could tell this guy has got it. He has that it thing. I mean, the fact that he's married to Blake Lively, you know, the age of Adeline will never cease to amaze me. I mean, they got kids. He got Hugh Jackman to come back to play Wolverine, even though Kevin Feige said not to play Wolverine again. I mean, this guy knows what's up. Dude.
By the way, just for full disclosure, because since you brought up the Aviation Gin, full disclosure,
You never really drank any.
Reynolds asked me once, "Do you want some of the Aviation Gin?"
Oh, I know.
I said, "Sure," thinking he's going to send me a coupon or something. And he said, "Give me your address." Give him the address. All right. About a week later, we come home. Ann and I come home one day, and there's a crate on our front porch with cases of Aviation Gin.
Then we don't remember anything else.
And then none of us remember anything else after that.
It's actually a really good gin.
We were handing out bottles of Aviation Gin like Halloween candy.
That's how I got hired. He woke up the next day. He's like, "The hell are you doing here?" I'm like, "You hired me."
No, you remember?
Give me some gin.
Don't you remember? You hired me. Anyway, guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Cuts Clothing. Let's be real. Most guys would wear a t-shirt every day of their lives if we could. The problem is that most t-shirts are not acceptable to wear at work or out on a hot date. Today's sponsor, Cuts, has finally changed that. Cuts t-shirts are such high quality, wrinkle-free, and so buttery soft that you can look like you're dressing up even when you're dressing down. Yeah, you heard that right. They are wrinkle-free. And for a limited time, you can save money while redefining the dress code by heading to cutsclothing.com and use the code Campea for 20% off. Guys, you know me, when it comes to clothing, my number one priority is comfort, and I could not believe just how comfortable my Cuts shirt was. It was light, it breathed, it felt like $1,000,000, and it made me feel like I looked like $1,000,000 too. And the best part? Cuts clothing is built to last. Their durable construction means you'll be enjoying your favorite shirts and pants for years to come, making them a smart investment for your wardrobe. So guys, for a limited time, our listeners get 20% off your entire order when you use the code CAMPEA at checkout. That's 20% off your order at cutsclothing.com with the promo code CAMPEA. Please support our show by telling them that the John Campea Show sent you. Experience the perfect blend of style and comfort with Cuts Clothing. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Maybe you've been like me and you thought, the trailers for it have been okay. I'm sure it'll be a nice little film. But these reactions sound like way beyond what I've been expecting. What do you guys think about this? Are you excited about it? My excitement level's getting higher. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.